Hello everyone, I'm audible. Please do respond in the chat box if I'm audible. I think in the chat, wait a minute, I'll just give you the option. Yep, I have given the option for you to chat in the chat box. Just check. Okay, great. I hope people are able to see the screen and I hope people are able to hear my voice. Okay, when it comes to day 1, day 2, day 3 video of SQL, I hope I have posted in the Slack group. Have you gone through that? Maybe if you have missed any of the video or if you have missed taking screenshot of any of the diagrams and all, I hope I have just posted in the Slack group. If you're not a part of Slack group, please do ping me in WhatsApp. I hope you know my WhatsApp number. Please do ping me in WhatsApp so that you'll be able to understand. That means you'll be able to get the access for Slack. Uh, I'll make sure that within this Sunday, everybody there in the Slack. I'm not getting a time to call individual persons. That's the reason. That's why, because even I'm working, fine. Morning, if I start my day, fine, till 6:30, I'll be working. And after 7, what I'll be doing, fine. That's the reason I'm not getting a time to connect with you people. 100% this weekend I'll dedicate for that itself. Guys, trust me, I don't have that much amount of patience in my life. If you are pinging your WhatsApp number in the chat and if you're telling me to ping me, 100%, I'm really sorry. I don't have that much amount of patience. I have patience in my life, but not this much amount of patience. Taking a screenshot of your number, pinging to your WhatsApp chat. Please don't expect me to do that. Because I'm not arrogant. I'm just saying it's very difficult for me to text individual students, right? That's the reason. Maybe if you don't have a Slack access, please do ping me in my WhatsApp. I hope you have my WhatsApp number. If you want my number, this is what my number. Please do ping me in WhatsApp. And you know my name, right? Guys, what's my name? I think not yesterday. Yeah, yesterday, one person asked, "Sir, I have attended all your what I can tell HTML sessions, sir. It was nice, sir. Sir, may I know your name?" That's what the exact thing he told. Guys, you can just take the screenshot of this. Okay, this is what's my number. Okay, cool. Then let me just start with the class. Given the definition for database. What do you mean by database? If someone is asking what is database, what's your answer? Please do respond. What do you mean by database? What's your response? Or what's your answer on that? Because I think in day 1 or day 2, I have given that. That's the reason I'm asking. Don't you think it's a collection of what? What is that? Very good. It's a collection of what I can tell information, and I can just tell it's a collection of data and information. Yes or no? It's a collection of data and information. I hope by this time you people are aware of what do you mean by data and what do you mean by information. Correct, right? Data means what is the definition, information means what is that. It's pretty simple, right? Data means what? The raw facts and figures. What is information? The processed data is technically called as what? Data. Sorry, information. Now put together it's only called as what? Database. Now tell me, among the database, already I have told you, in order to maintain the data we have to use what? DBMS. We have to use DBMS. Now tell me, what do you mean by DBMS? Anyone? Please do respond. What do you mean by DBMS? What do you mean by the DBMS? Don't you think database management system? Okay. Among the DBMS, which is the famous DBMS that will be used widely among the DBMS? Okay, very good. That means if someone is asking what do you mean by DBMS, it is very simple. Your answer will be database management system. And if you just ask me the definition, already in day one I have given. Once again, I'm going to copy paste that. So here, database management system. Management means what? It's a process of storing and retrieving the data. That means system means what? Software. And DBMS is a software or collection of programs to store, retrieve, modify, or you can delete the data. That's what I have told in day one. Next, when it comes to types of DBMS, please tell me how many types are there? I want you to respond. Why? Because already I have taught in the class. How many types are there? Very good. There are 4 types: RDBMS, HDBMS, NDBMS, ODBMS. Among that, I'm going to consider the first one that happens to be RDBMS. Okay, please tell me what do you mean by RDBMS? Anyone? What do you mean by RDBMS? You just tell me the full form. That's it. What is RDBMS? Relational database. Very good. Relational database management system. Relational database management system. Okay, sir, there are n number of DBMS. Fine, there are 4 DBMS that are available. Among that, why we have to go for RDBMS? If you ask me, don't worry, I'll just tell you the difference between all those things. But let us start off with RDBMS. Okay, sir, what do you mean by RDBMS? If someone is asking you the definition of RDBMS, what you will tell? Please tell me what you will tell. I don't think I can just tell like this. RDBMS is a software. Don't you think it's a software? RDBMS is a software which organizes. RDBMS is a software which organizes the data. RDBMS is a software which organizes the data using relational database management system. RDBMS is a software which organizes the data using relational database management system. Okay, sir, what do you mean by that? And can you please give me the example if you ask me? It is very simple. Whenever the data is being stored in the form of RDBMS or using RDBMS, it is very simple. It will be stored in the form of tables. Is that clear? Yes, what is tables? All those things I will take care of. Don't worry about that. But right now, please tell me, are people aware of that? I can just tell according to RDBMS. According to RDBMS, the data would be stored. The data would be stored in the form of. What? Please do respond. Just now I have told how the data would be stored. I want you to respond. How the data would be stored? According to RDBMS, the data would be stored in the form of tables. Okay, inside tables, rows will come, columns will come, all those things are fine. But in general, the data would be stored in the form of tables. Now, let us just take the heading that happens to be tables. Now tell me, what do you mean by tables? If you want the definition, I can just give you like this. Tables are logical organization of data. Yes or no? Tables are logical. Guys, n number of definitions can be told. Fine. But if you just want the standard definition, I can just tell tables are logical organization. Tables are logical organization of data. That means whenever you want to organize the data in the logical format, we have to go for table and comma. It consists of 2 things. Which are those 2 things? I think many of them are telling in the chat box. Which are those 2 things? Tables are logical organization of data, which consists of very good, rows and columns, which consists of rows and columns, Okay, sir, what do you mean by rows and columns? All those things I will tell you. Don't worry about that. Let me just do one thing. If I just ask you the definition for column, what you will tell? If I just ask you the definition for row, what you will tell? And what is a cell? Everything I will tell you by writing a diagram. Just observe properly here. I would like to clear this drawing. Guys, assume that this is a database. Fine. Assume that this is a database. You have to just give the name for a database. Assume that I'll just take the database name happens to be SQL weekend batch. SQL weekend database I will tell. Whenever I want to create a database, you have to give the name for that. How to create a database, how to give the name, all those things I will take care. Assume that inside this SQL weekend database, weekend batch database, I'm going to create a table. Okay, sir, what is a table name, sir? Whenever you want to create a table, please make sure that you'll be naming a table. Okay, sir, how to name the table? All those things I'll just tell you. See here, Assume that this happens to be the table. Don't you think we have to provide the name for the table? Assume that I'll be giving the name for the table happens to be student. I will tell student. I will tell the name of the table happens to be student. Next, whenever you create a table, by default you have to give the data for column. Yes or no? By default you have to give the data for column. That means you are trying to create a table. See here, I'm going to write like this. You are going to create a table. I'll just tell this happens to be the table. I will tell table. Okay, sir, what about this one, sir? This happens to be the database. This happens to be the database name, whatever you have provided. Next, within this particular table, you have to split the data in the form of columns and row. Okay, sir, what do you mean by columns, sir? See here, you have to provide the structure, or you have to define, or you have to provide the metadata for the table. Technically, columns are only called as what? Structure of a table, definition of a table, or metadata of a table. Sir, what do you mean by all these things, sir? It is pretty simple. Observe. Assume that I want to create a table. Inside this, I just want some 3-4 columns. Like I'm going to consider some 4 columns. Fine, I have just considered 4 columns. Okay, sir, which are those columns? Let me just consider the first one happens to be ID. I will tell ID. Next, I'm going to consider the next one happens to be name. I will tell name. Next, I'm going to consider age. Next, I'm going to consider address. I'll just take address. Now observe properly and tell me these things, whatever I have written, that is ID, name, age, address, all those things are technically called as what? Columns. Is that fine? These are only technically called as columns. Is that clear? Guys, please do respond. Is that clear? These things are only technically referred as columns. Okay, great. Next. Okay, sir, what do you mean by row, sir? Guys, these four are technically referred as what? Columns. Next, what do you mean by row? If you ask me, the data, whatever you will fill below that particular column is technically referred as what? Data. That means assume that I'm going to provide the data like this. Maybe the ID happens to be 1, and I'm going to consider the name happens to be, I'll just consider Suhas, and I'm going to consider the age that happens to be 22, and address happens to be Mysore. I will take. Next, second ID I will just take. Second one happens to be Akash. I will tell. Next, age happens to be 26. I will tell. Next, I'm going to consider Bangalore. Next, a third one I'm going to consider maybe any name. I'll just take Anil. I will take Anil. Next, after that, I'm gonna tell his age. Maybe the random age is what I'm just considering. 25. I'll just tell, and Hassan I will tell. Okay, like this. You can just keep on. That means you can just keep on providing the data. Now, whatever you're seeing inside this is only technically referred as data. Is that clear? Please do respond. I want the response from your side. Technically, this only called as what? Data, or the data would be filled in the form of what? Rows. Is that fine? That means if you just ask me, this is row number 1, this is row number 1, this is row number 2, this is row number 3. Like this, I can just keep on providing the data for within a row. Now observe. I'm going to use a different color arrow mark so that you people will understand in a very better manner. Whatever you have defined here, ID, name, age, address, all those things, technically it is only called as structure. Or I can just tell definition, structure or a definition, or I can just tell metadata. Technically it's only called as what? Structure or definition or metadata. Okay, sir, what about these things, sir? These things, whatever I have filled, technically it is only called as data. Technically it is only called as what? Data. Is that clear? If you combine the structure, definition of metadata, and if you combine this data, technically it is only called as what? Table. Is that fine? Maybe if you want to define table technically, you can just tell it's a combination of structure and data. I saw how many of them will agree with my point. Table is a combination of structure and data. Table is a combination of columns and row. Correct, right? In any way you can define a table, but in general, table means what? It's a combination of structure and data. Whenever you want to define the structure, please make sure that you'll be using the column. Whenever you want to provide the data, please make sure that you'll be using the rows. Is that clear? Okay, and one more thing. What is this? We'll see how many of them will tell the answer. What is this? What is this smallest unit? 1, Suhas, 22, Mysore. What is this thing called as? I know it is a row. You are trying to fill the data within a row. But what is the smallest unit called as? Please do respond. Very good. The smallest unit is only technically called as what? Cell. The smallest unit is only called as what? Cell. That means what do you mean by column? It is also known as attributes. Don't you think ID, name, age, address is an attribute? Already I have taught you what do you mean by attribute. It is also known as attribute. That means columns are used to represent all the properties of an entity. What do you mean by properties of an entity? Don't you think it is an attribute? Next, what do you mean by row, sir? It is also known as a record. That means it is used to represent the properties. That means what kind of data is stored. Okay, sir, what is cell, sir? It is the smallest unit of a table in which we can store our data. Is that clear? Please do respond. Whatever the diagram that I have written, is that clear for everyone? How to create a table, how to create a database, all those things I will take care. But is that clear as of now? Okay, just do one thing. Just take the screenshot of this diagram number 1. I want each one of you to take the screenshot of diagram number 1. Don't worry, what is index? Index means any of the column if you want to take for your reference. Technically, it is called as index. Maybe Suhas is also cell. That means Suhas, whatever the data that I have stored, that is also cell. 22 is also cell. Mysore is also cell. But if you want to take something as an index for your data fetching activity, then it is called as index. Don't worry, what is index, how to fetch according to index, all those things I will tell. But as of now, is there any doubt? What is structure? What is definition? What is metadata? What is data? What is table? Okay. Hope that you have taken the screenshot. Let me just move on to the notes. Okay. Below this, hope that you'll be writing the diagram number 1. Now tell me, if someone is asking tables, I hope you know what is the definition that I have to give for tables. Fine. If someone is asking the definition for column, what will be your definition? What will be your definition? Please do respond. What is a column? What is a column? I can just tell like this. Columns are logical representation of columns are logical representation of what? What? Here I can just tell tables are logical representation of structure and data. Because both the things are included. Tables are the logical representation of structure and data, structure or definition or metadata, whatever it may be, that's up to your wish. Next, columns are logical representation of what? Structure. Yes or no? Columns are logical representation of structure. And one more definition, one more point I'm going to give here. I cannot disable the chat. So let me just do one thing. I'll make you that to send the chat for me. Just give me 1 minute. Okay. Right now you can just send a chat for me. Fine. So that the rest of them will not be disturbed by seeing your chat. Okay. No issues. One more definition. Just tell me. I can just tell. It is also known as, or it's also known as what? Representing what? What will represent in the column? What will represent in the column? Do you think representing the attributes? Yes or no? Representing the attributes. Please do respond. Next, what is a row? What is a row? If someone is asking what do you mean by row, what will be your answer? Please do respond. Same. I'll just copy this. I'll just paste it. Instead of column, I'll just copy row. Rows are logical representation of what? Data or what? Very good. According to the diagram, whatever I have written, rows are logical representation of data. And please tell me, it's also known for or known as whatever it may be, representing what? Representing what? The properties of an attribute, yes or no? Properties of an attribute. Properties means whatever the data that will comes. Fine. Is that clear? Please do respond. Is that clear? Or else I can just tell it is also known as record. It's also known as records. I can tell. It's also known as records. Okay. Next, if someone is asking what do you mean by cell, what will be your answer? What will be your answer? I can just tell it's a smallest unit. It's a smallest unit It's a smallest unit. Used for what? Smallest unit of table. It's a smallest unit of table in which we can store the data. We can store the data. Is that clear for everyone? Guys, initially the definitions are very important. Going ahead, everything will be query, query, query. That's it. When it comes to this course, 100% everything will be query. But as of now, some of the small definition, please be aware of that. Okay, great. Now let us just move on to the installation of the softwares that are required to create a table, create a database, all those things. Initially, I'm gonna explain by taking MySQL, the lesser version. Fine. I'm not gonna take you the software where you can just see the data in the form of GUI, that is graphical user interface. No. Initially, please learn this particular SQL using the command prompt. Is that clear for everyone? Because directly I can just teach you how to install the MySQL server software where you can just insert the data without writing, create the database without using the commands and all. But I want you to take that command and get used to that particular stuff. Later we will see how to create a database without using the command, how to create a table, how to insert the data without using the commands and all. But initially, let us just stick on to the commands. Is that clear? Guys, whichever the database management software that are available, fine, which are used to store the data, all those things will be explained in the class. But as of now, let us just start with the basic. I can just tell installing the softwares required for SQL. That means, guys, listen 100%. If you would have watched my day 1, day 2, day 3 video, please tell me SQL and MySQL, are they same or different? We'll see how many of them will tell the answer. If you would have watched day 1, day 2, day 3, I think in any of the video I would have told the answer. SQL and MySQL, different or same? 100% different. What is MySQL? What is it, MySQL? Please tell me. Don't you think MySQL is just a software? MySQL is just a software which is used to store the data, and whenever you want to perform some operations like CRUD operation, create, read, or update, or delete, whatever it may be, the particular softwares are used. What is SQL? Don't you think it's a query language which is used to interact with the software? Yes or no? Guys, if you learn SQL, fine. If you learn SQL, you can, what I can tell, stick on to Oracle software, or you can stick on to MySQL software, or you can stick on to PostgreSQL, whatever it may be, fine. But please learn SQL, not the software. Initially, I'm going to consider the software that happens to be MySQL. Is that fine? Please do respond. Is that clear for everyone? Yes or no? Okay. I will just tell Google Drive link. Sir, what, sir? Directly I have told Google Drive link. I know if I teach like how to go for, what I can tell, Google Chrome, and this particular Google Chrome, how to search for that, how to download, I know most of them will not do that. That's the reason what I have done. I have just downloaded that particular software and I have just kept in a Google Drive where exactly I'll be sharing you the link. Will that be fine for everyone? Please do respond. Is that clear? Okay. I'm going to share this link soon after this class. Maybe here also, if you want, maybe I'll just do one thing. Everyone are there in the Telegram group? Everyone are there in Telegram group? Yes or no? Just respond for that. Okay, if it is no, please ping me in WhatsApp. I hope you people are aware of my number. Fine. In that Telegram group, I'll be sending you the link. Fine. I'll just do one thing. I'll just show you that so that you people will not be getting confused. Just a minute. At least I'll just show you how to download that. Some of them are not aware of that also. That's the reason. If you're not there in our Telegram group, please do ping me in WhatsApp. Okay. Everyone are able to observe the screen. I'm going to share this link. Fine. Here you can just see Python full stack course. You just forget about that. In this, the notes are available. SQL day 1, day 2, day 3. All 3 notes are available here. Day 1, day 2, day 3. Next, SQL softwares. Don't you think already there is a software that is installed? Yes or no? Already there is a software that is there. I'm going to share in the Telegram link, Telegram group. That's what I have told. Please download that later. If not, please ping me in WhatsApp. I'll send you that link. Okay. So here MySQL Essential. I think hardly it's a couple of MB file. Just download that. After downloading, what you have to do, if you ask me, it's pretty simple. Just click on next. That's it. Don't do anything. Just click on next. If you want, I can just show you. That's here. Is the screen is visible for everyone? I'll just do one thing. I'll just click on this MySQL Essential. Just see how to install. Just click on next. Please don't change anything. No one I'm telling, please don't change anything. If you don't have WhatsApp, let me just do one thing. Okay, in the chat only I have shared. Okay, great. Observe, please don't change anything. Just click on next. Next, already it's installed in my laptop. It's okay, fine. I'm going to install once again, no issues. It will be asking you to install, finish. Now tell me, is that a very difficult task to install MySQL? Yes or no? How many minutes I have taken? I think hardly 10 seconds is what I have taken. Correct, right? Hardly 10 seconds. Still, if you're not able to install this software, please don't attend the session. That's what I can tell. This is not the right place for you. Fine. After installing the MySQL, what I can tell, please open MySQL client command prompt. That means in this particular search bar, you can just search MySQL command client. See here, you just search. If you're not able to available, you can just search MySQL command client. See here, MySQL command client. Just click on that. While installing the software, it will be asking you to enter the password. Please remember the password. Now only I'm telling, I don't know what kind of password you would have given while installing. Please give the general password that happens to be root123, ROOT 123, so that you can easily remember. Is that clear? I have given the password as root123. Please remember the password. Now only I'm telling, root123. Click on enter. Don't you think MySQL has been opened? That means the command prompt, whatever it is there, it got opened. Now we will see how to create a database. Is that clear? Let me just do one thing. Let me just close this. Let me just come here and creating database, creating a database. Okay, please tell me what is the command or what is the syntax in order to create a database. I hope all these things you people are clearly aware of that. Please tell me how to create a database. As I know most of them would have learned the basics of SQL. Fine, going ahead you'll understand this particular intensity of this course. How to create a database? How to create a database? What is the command used for that? Anyone please do respond. What is the command used for that? Yes, it's pretty simple. Okay. The command is very simple. See here, you have to use a create database. Create database. Afterwards, you have to give the database name. You have to give the database name. You have to give the database name, whatever you want to give. That's up to your wish. Afterwards, please tell me, using the semicolon, is that compulsory or not? Yes or no? If your answer is no, you have to tell me why no. Okay, some of them are telling no. Why it is no? Those who told yes, fine, okay. If your answer is no, why? No, I'm just speaking about semicolon, guys. Not speaking about case sensitivity and all. Semicolon, what is that? That means, is that compulsory or not? Guys, this is what the command that is used to create a database. Fine, is that compulsory or not? Okay. Don't worry, I'm going to give you the clarity whether it is compulsory or not. But right now, listen. I'll just do one thing. And one more thing I'm going to ask. Please tell me, whatever I have written create database, I have just written in the uppercase, fine. Do you think if I write like this, create database, and if I want to create a database, I'll just give the name of the database. Do you think it will work? The second line, whatever I have written, yes or no? Okay, next. Like this I will do. Let me just copy this. Let me just paste it. Guys, why I'm showing all these things from all the perspective, you should understand. That's the reason. Now tell me. Okay, some of them are telling no, sir, we can't able to create the database. Don't worry, we will just see that. Next, now tell me if I'm using like this, create in the lowercase, database in the uppercase, and whatever the name that I want, I can just give the name. Do you think I'll be able to create the database? Yes or no? No. Okay. Same thing. I'll just do one thing. I'll just copy this. I'll just paste it. And let me just copy. Let me just paste it. Do you think it will work? The last one. Okay. Fine. Let me just do one thing. Why to ask you people? Let us just ask our MySQL, whatever I have installed the software. I'll just do one thing. I'll be copying this. As I want each one of you to observe properly. I know initially couple of days it might look like, sir, what, sir, all these things we have learned, sir. Please have some patience, sir. Once it comes to the actual database, I'll show you at what level you have learned. Is that fine? Okay. Let me just do one thing. Let me just open the command prompt. Here I'm going to paste it. Create database. Assume that I want to create a database. Maybe the database name happens to be I'll just consider S1 database. I'll just tell S1 database. Is that fine? Please do respond. What is the name of the database? S1 database. Simply I have just told S1 database. If I press enter, I want each one of it to observe. If I press enter, what happened? Query okay. One row got affected. That means, do you think the database got created? We'll see whether it got created or not. Please remember the name of the database, whatever I have taken. Next, what I'll do, I'll just copy this one. I'll just come back here. Let me just paste it. Here, what I'll do, I'll just consider S2 database. I will just take. I'm going to consider S2 database. S2 database. I'm going to press enter. Observe properly. Yeah, it got created. Similarly, what I'll do, I'll just copy this. I'll just come back here. I'll just paste it. Instead of S2 database, I'm going to consider S3. Guys, the names I'm just keeping on changing. I'll just tell this happens to be S3 database. I will tell S3 database. Also, I'm able to create. Similarly, the last one. Oh, sorry, the last one, I think I have to just change something. Okay. This one I have to change. Okay. Create database. Next, I have just taken create database, and the database name is what I'm going to consider. I'll just consider S4 database. I want every one of you to observe S4 database. Listen properly, guys. S4 database. Now tell me, do you think all four databases S1, S2, S3, S4 got created, yes or no? Okay. Right now, many of them are telling, yes, sir, the database would have got created. And I know many of them are asking, sir, without semicolon, please try, sir. Don't worry, 100% I'm going to try that. But observe. Is my voice is audible or not? Please do respond. Is the voice is audible? Yes or no? I think it is audible. Yeah, it's audible. Okay. First of all, tell me how to check. How to check. Sir, why can't you? Guys, this particular thing, whatever I have used, fine. What is this? What is this called as symbol? What is the symbol called as? Anyone please tell me, what are those symbol called as? Simply, I have just given that symbol. Fine. If you give that symbol also will take. Will that be fine? It's not a bracket, okay. What kind of bracket? What kind of bracket is that? Angular bracket, okay. It's not a square bracket, angular bracket, okay. Is that compulsory to use that angular bracket? No, just for your reference, just to distinguish between these commands and the name I have just used. It is not compulsory that you have to use the particular brackets and all. Is that fine? Now, how to check the databases called as S1, S2, S3 got created or not? What is the command used for that? Please do respond. What is the command used for that? What is the command used for that? Okay, okay. Enter. Simply if I click on enter, do you think I'll be getting the output? No. Now how to check whether the database got created or not? How to check? What is the command for that? Show database. Okay. Okay. Here also many of them will will be getting confused. Simply if I enter show database, and if I just tell like this, if I press enter, do you think I'll be getting the output? Yes or no? Show database. Purposefully, I have just not mentioned something. Please tell me. Okay. Show database. If I just press enter, do you think I'll be getting the output? You only observe what output I got. You have an error in your SQL syntax. Check the manual that corresponds to your right syntax to use near database at line number 1. Some error is being displayed. That means what I have to use. Please tell me what I have to use. Instead of using show database, please make sure that you'll be using show databases. Is that fine? Guys, I just want to see all the database name. If I want to see S1, I can just don't worry, I will just tell you that also. But if you want to see all the databases, you have to just enter what? Show databases. And if you just click on enter, observe the output. As already I have created some of the databases, you don't worry about that. But please tell me, is there a database called as S1 database, S2 database, S3, S4? Is the database available or not? Yes or no? Please do respond. Is that available or not? I want you to respond. Okay. Next, if I want to check a particular database, for example, I just want to check a single database. Fine. How to check a single database is available or not? Please do respond. How to check? Okay. Okay. Show database. Do you think I have to use show database or what? Okay. Some of them are telling, sir, please use a show database and please tell the name. Okay. I can just tell S1 database. I will tell S1 database. Now, do you think I'll be getting the output? Yes or no? Do you think I'll be getting the output? Do you think I'll be getting the output? Yes. Okay. Observe. Do you think I got the output? Sir, no, sir. Please use your databases, sir. Okay, I'll be using databases. See here. That's how to display. That means how to check whether the database got created or not. A single database. Please do respond. Why? Because already some of them would have learned, right? No, I'm not asking you how to use the database. I know how to use the database. I'm just asking how to check like this. How to display the database. Only a single database. How to display that? Guys, don't worry about select star. All those things I'm not asking. I'm not able to fetch I'm not interested in fetching the data. That's what most of them will not listen the question properly. That's the reason you'll not be getting a right proper job. Listen the question. Okay. Some of them are telling show S1 database. Okay. No, I'll just type whatever you people will tell. Show S1 database. Show S1 database. Okay. Now also error. See here. Now also I got the same error. And how to display that? Okay. Some of them are telling okay, display. There is DSC. Very good. Next, the database name. I can just tell S1 database. S1 database. Error. See here, no database selected. No, I'm not displaying any database, right? Then what is the answer for that? Please tell me what is the answer for that. I'm asking you people. What is the answer for that? Like whenever you want to check all the databases, you know the command. Why? Because already I have told you. What is the command? If you just tell the command that happens to be show databases, you'll be getting the output. There is no issue in that. But if you want to check a single database, how to do that? Don't know. Okay. 100% I'll teach you that. You don't worry about that. Why? Because most of them will feel like select S1 database. Okay. Now if I just select, what will happen? Select S1 database. Select S1 database. Okay. See here. Select S1 database. Unknown column S1 database. No. It is not showing. Okay. Guys, why? Because you should understand like what you have learned and what I'm going to teach in the class. Okay, someone is saying show databases 0,0. Okay, fine. See here, that's also unknown command. Okay, I'll be giving 1 day of time. Will you do your research and tell me tomorrow? It's like, see here, I'll just tell like this: a command to see all the databases. Fine. What is the command to see all the databases? Show database. That's it. Fine. I'll just tell command to create a database. Command to create a database. This is what the command that is used to create a database. Next, command to see all the database. I think you people are aware. Now what I'm asking, command to see a single database. Is that fine? Why? Because I'm giving you the chance. You have Google. You just search it out and tell me the answer. Command to see a particular database. Single or particular? Fine. Command to see a particular database. How to see a particular database? Okay. Do your research. Why? Because you are also having Google, like how I'm having the Google in my mobile or laptop. Just do your research and tell me the answer for tomorrow. If not, I'm going to tell in the class. It hardly takes from 2 seconds to tell me the answer. But at least just try it out from your side. Okay. At least right now, how many of them are able to understand how to create a database? Let's forget about command to see the particular database. Don't worry, I'm going to teach you that. But I'm very curious whether you'll be doing the research or not. Fine. Let's see tomorrow. At least, how many of them are aware of how to create a database? Yes or no? Please do respond. Are you able to understand? And now tell me, this particular create database, whatever I have used, find those commands. Is that compulsory that I have to use uppercase, lowercase? Yes or no? Is that compulsory that I have to use uppercase and lowercase? That also I have shown. That's the reason I'm asking you. Is that compulsory? Please do respond. Is that compulsory? No, 100% is not compulsory. SQL will not take anything URL. Yeah, very good. That means we can use uppercase or lowercase. That's up to your wish. Don't worry, 100%. I'll be teaching you. Just have some patience. Okay, next. Right now, I can just tell create. How to create a table? How to create a table? Creating a table. Creating a table. Right now, you have learned how to create a database. Within the database, we have to create a table, right? What is the command for that? Please do respond. What is the command for that? What is the command to create a table? Please do respond. What is the command to create a table? If you have patience, you'll understand everything. Okay. No, tomorrow you just tell me the answer. Some of them are trying to tell the answer right now by doing their research. Tomorrow you just tell me, okay? Okay. What is the command to create a table? At least I hope these things you people will tell me. What is the command to create a table? It's pretty simple, like how you have learned. Create database. Similarly, please tell create table. Create table. Afterwards, what you have to tell? Don't you think you have to tell the table name? You have to tell the table name. That's it. See here. Guys, this time I'm just using this brackets. It is not that you have to use the brackets. Table name you have to tell. Guys, here I have used some other bracket. Here I have used some other bracket just to make sure that you have to define the name. That's it. And now tell me again. I'm not considering a create in smaller, a table in uppercase. No, everything will work. Now tell me. I'm gonna copy this. I'll just go back to this window. See here. If I just click on show databases, see here, show databases, it will display all the databases, whatever that is there. Now, if I copy this command, create table, and if I paste it, simply if I paste it, assume that I just want to create a table called as a student, fine. I just want to create a table called as student. If I press enter, what will happen? Do you think I'll be getting the output? Yes or no? If I press enter, do you think I'll be getting the output? Yes or no? No. Here, what is the database? What is the error? Guys, step by step I will teach. It doesn't mean that I know everything. Let me just teach according to my knowledge. No, I should assume that you people are not aware of anything in database or SQL. Assuming that I'm going to teach. Don't you think we have to select a database before creating a table? Yes or no? Why? Because if you just look at this diagram, this table is been created inside a database. Will you agree with my point? This table is created inside a database. That means whenever you want to create a table, please make sure yourself that you have selected a database. Then you can create a table. Now tell me how to select a particular database. Let you tell me how to select a particular database. I can just write like this: command used to select the database. Please tell me the command. Use. And you may have to tell the database name. That's it. Is that clear? Yes, please do respond. Is that clear for everyone? What is the command? Use. The database name you have to just tell. Okay, sir. One more command is there, sir. What is that one more command? That also I will tell you. Don't worry about that. Observe properly. If I just tell use and the database name, assume that I'm going to use S1 database. I'm going to use S1 database. And if I just press enter, observe properly. What happened? Database changed. Database changed is what it is telling. Now what I will do, I'm going to create a table within that. Create table student. If I press enter, you only observe what it is telling. Again, it is telling some error. What it is telling? Please do respond, guys. Please do respond. What it is telling? Each and everything you people should aware. That's the reason I'm telling. What it is telling. Guys, directly I could have written the command. It's not a very big deal for me. Fine. You have to understand what it is telling. Don't you think it is telling? If you try to create simply a table, I cannot create boss. Why? Because at least you have to provide one column. At least you have to provide one structure. Then only I can create a table. That's what I told you, right? Table is a combination of structure and a data. That means simply if you tell 100, because all these minute things nobody gonna teach, and you people should be aware. If they're asking in the technical interview or if they're asking in the technical MCQs, easily should be able to answer. Is that fine? If you would have attended the session properly, it means directly if you just give this command, yeah, 100% no, it's not possible, right? Clear it is telling the error. A table must have at least one column. That's the reason what I'll do while creating a table. Please make sure that you will provide the column name. You will provide the column name using what kind of brackets, sir? What is this brackets? Guys, these brackets are compulsory, fine. What kind of brackets is this? Simple brackets or common brackets? And you people should provide the column name. You people should provide the column name. And after providing the column name, you have to define what is the type of the column. What is the type of the column? Okay, sir, how to define the type, sir? The type will be decided using the data type. Sir, what is this data type? All those things I will teach. How many types of data types are available? Which data type should be used in which place? All those things I will take care. But are you people are aware of how to create a database? Sorry, how to create a table within a database? Please tell me. Please tell me. Is that clear? Guys, if you want to create multiple column, you can just tell comma and you can just keeping on, maybe you can just keep on creating the columns, multiple column, but at least one column should be there. How many of them will agree with my point? At least one column should be there. That means, and while defining the column, you have to just tell the type of the column. Fine. Now what I'll do, I will take the same thing. I'll just take the same thing and I'll just consider the brackets. Within this brackets, what I'll do, I'll just tell the column name. Maybe the column name happens to be ID. I will take this ID. Don't you think ID is an integer type data? Guys, in general, assume that you don't know anything about data type. Fine. Assume maybe in general, ID belongs to integer. That's the reason I'll just tell int. That's the reason I'll just tell int. This int you can tell in the small letter or capital letter. That's up to your wish, but I'm going to consider in the capital letter because you have to just distinguish between the naming convention and the commands that are available. That's the reason. If I press enter, now observe the output. Please tell me, am I able to create a database? Yes. Am I able to create the table with a column? Yes or no? Please do respond. Am I able to create the what I can tell table? Please do respond yes or no. That's it. A pretty simple question. Fine. Okay. Yes, 100% I'm able to create the table, right? Now tell me how to check whether the student table got created or not. Sir, it is very simple, sir. Please tell me what is the command that is used. Show. Instead of database, you just tell them tables. Show tables. If you press enter, don't you think how many of them are able to observe tables inside S1 database that happens to be student? Is that clear? Please do respond. Is that clear? Next, sir, I want to check how many columns are there, sir. It's pretty simple. See here, you just tell them description, that is DSC, description of the table. Sir, what is the table name, sir? Please tell me what is the table name. Don't you think the table name happens to be student? The table name happens to be student. Observe. How many of them are able to understand? This is what the description, right? See here, integer field is what I have created. Guys, you don't worry about this. What is type, what is null, key, default, extra, all those things I will take care, but you don't worry about that. But at least how many of them are able to understand what is the basic command which is used to see the tables? How many of them are aware of that? What is the basic command? And if you want to see the description of the table, how many of them are aware of the command? Guys, like this, a small step we will keep and we will learn the complete whatever the thing that is there in the SQL. Fine. Please, guys, trust me, there is no predefined content for SQL. If you attend my session, I will be teaching in my own way. If you attend someone else's session, they'll be teaching in their own way. But ultimately, you people should be aware of the each and every concept that will come under SQL. That's what I'm going to teach in this session. That means in the class. I'll just tell command to, let me just quickly copy paste. Command to C. all the tables, all the tables. So what is the command, sir? See, this was the command, show tables, show tables. Next, please tell me, command to see the data within a table. That means I can just copy this, paste it here. Command to see the columns or the data or whatever, maybe command to see the, what I can tell, data of the table. What is the command that is used? Please do respond. What is the command that is used to see the data of the table? Data means column and row. What is that command? I want you to tell that command in the chat box. What is that command? Guys, most of them will feel this is what I can tell, decrement or descending. No, it is not descending. What is that? Guys, what is that? Description. Okay, one person is telling like this. Okay, that's the reason I told you. One person is telling show, and if you just tell the table name, if you just tell show and if you just tell the table name happens to be student. Now tell me, do you think you'll be getting the output or not? That means, will you be getting the response? Show student. Do you think will you be getting the response? See, yeah, yes or no? No. Guys, I cannot show you the, what I can tell, error, all those things. I cannot copy paste like this if you do error. No, I will just show you in the class. But I'm gonna write the right commands. Will that be fine? Why? Because someone told me in the chat box, sir, show and table name, if you enter it will show. No, 100% it won't work. Is that clear? Please do respond. Please do respond. Is that clear for everyone? Yes or no? Guys, you can tell me the wrong answer, no issues. But if I tell the right answer, please make sure that you'll be aware of that. Okay, a pretty simple question I'll be asking. Is that possible to create a table without single column? What is your answer? Okay, one more question I will be asking. In order to see the tables that are available, within a database, already I'm using the database called as what? Use database names here. I have used database. If I want to check the tables that are available within the database which is being used, I can use a command called as show tables. I can use the command called as show tables. Yes or no? Okay, next. In order to see the content of the table, content means it includes the column, it includes the data or whatever maybe that will be there in the table. Please tell me, what is the command that we have to use? That you have to tell me in the chat box. What is the command? Please do respond. What is the command? Okay, very good. DESC, that is description. You can use the uppercase or smaller case, but now onwards, please confirm each and everyone. If I'm writing this in the uppercase, please make sure that you'll be also using uppercase. I can use smaller case, no issues, but please follow some standards that are available in the industry. Is that clear? Guys, if you use lowercase also, you'll be getting the output. There is no issue in that, but please maintain some standards that will be followed in the IT people. Is that clear? Please do respond. Is that clear for everyone? Shall I proceed further? Okay, great. Now what I'll do, right now you people are aware of how to create. Okay, let me just show you how to insert the data. How to insert the data, I'll just show you later. Let us just write the data types that are available. I can just consider the heading happens to be the data types. Fine. Observe properly. When it comes to data type, please tell me how many categories are there? How many categories are there? How many categories are there when it comes to data types? How many categories are there? I can just tell there are three categories. There are three categories. Okay, sir, which are those three categories, sir? One by one, I'm gonna write. First one, numeric type. First one, numeric type. Guys, what do you mean by data type? Also, I will tell you. Don't worry about that. Second one, string type. As I'm just telling the frequently used categories. String type. Next, The last one, date type. Date type, is that fine? Numeric type, string type, date type. I will teach you what do you mean by data type, why we have to use that. But as of now, I'm going to consider the basic types that will come under numeric type, string type, and data type. Is that fine? Guys, when it comes to numeric type, int, small int, tiny int, medium int, big int, decimal, numeric, float, double bit, like this, the data will come. Next, when it comes to string type, char, varchar, binary, var binary, blob, tiny blob, medium blob, long blob, text, tiny text, medium text, long text, enum, all those things will come. Next, don't worry, no, graphs, images, all those things will come. I'm just saying you about the basic categories. Fine, will that be fine? The basic categories. Next, when it comes to date types, date is there, date time is there, timestamp is there, time is there, year is there, like this. Couple of categories will come. I will teach you data types in detail, but right now, it is not a right time for me to speak. Is that fine? Is that fine? Please do respond. Because in today's session, if I just keep on explaining the data types in detail, you'll be getting bored. I don't want that to happen. That is the reason what I'll do. Listen, that's the reason what I'll do. I'll be telling you the basics data type that we'll be using. Maybe in a couple of minutes, I'm going to write some of the, what I can tell, commands that you people will be using. That's the reason. I will consider int. Int is one of the data type. Int is one of the data type. Guys, don't worry. I'm going to explain data type in detail. Is that fine? But I'm going to consider int that will come under numeric type. I can just tell it comes under. It comes under numeric type. Data type. Numeric type data type. And we can consider a whole number. We can consider a whole number as int. Is that fine? Okay, sir, what is the range, sir? Anyone please do tell me what is the range? What is the range for this? Anyone? What is the range of integer? It is 429467295 is the range. Is that fine? Please do respond. Is that fine? Some of them are asking Python class. Today will not be having Python class. No, today will not be having Python class. Don't worry, I'm going to continue the SQL session. Today will not be having Python session. Is that fine? I know that today will not be having Python class. Is that fine, Akruti? Okay. This is what the exact range of integer. Next, observe properly. 0. Example, I'm going to consider. Example. Assume that I just want to store 0. Assume that I'll be storing 0. Don't you think I can consider this 0 as an integer? Yes or no? Please do respond. I want the response from your side. Is that clear for everyone? It is 0 is an integer. That means I can consider it as an integer. Yes. Next, 9. Yeah, 100% it's an integer. Minus 89. Do you think it is an integer? That means I can consider this type of data as an integer in SQL. 100% yes. Minus 89 I can consider. Next, like this, irrespective of the data that you want to store, like 6767, all these things will come under what? Integer. Guys, what is necessary for our next upcoming queries is what I'm teaching. Is that fine? I'm not teaching all these things in detail at this point of time. 100% I'm going to teach. Next, I'm going to consider the next one that happens to be varchar. Okay, sir, what is this varchar, sir? Anyone please tell me the full form of varchar? Full form, just tell me the full form. Simply we'll be using varchar, right? Just tell me the full form. Variable length string. Or some of them might be called as variable character. Is that fine? Variable length string or variable character. Okay, sir, what is the range, sir? What is the range? Please do respond. What is the range? 1 to 255 character. 1 to 255 character. That is what the range. Sir, please give me some examples, sir. Assume that you're gonna store some string data. So what is the string data, sir? Maybe you wanna store Sandesh. Fine, you wanna store your name, or you wanna store your what I can tell address, that is Mysore. That's also a string. Next, you want to store your maybe your Aadhaar number, whatever it may be, fine. Like this, some number you're gonna store. I'll just tell IYOPS Y7 maybe your PAN number, whatever may be fine, within a string, then we can consider varchar. Now tell me, a basic is what I have thought. That means like what kind of data can be stored as an integer, what kind of data we can store within varchar. Is that clear for everyone? Guys, what is varchar? Why we have to go for varchar? Apart from the other data types, all those things I will take care. But as of now, is that clear for everyone? Please do respond. Is that clear for everyone? Yes or no? That's it. Okay, great. Next, see here. First one I will take. Create a database. Create a database with name. With create a database which consists of which consists of a table called as student with with four columns four columns four columns that you can assume the column, that is up to your wish. All that you have to do is what? You have to create a table. That means you have to create a database which consists of a table. You have to create a database and you have to create a table called as student next, which consists of four column, and insert some random data. Insert some random data. I hope I'm sharing you the screen. Is that screen is visible? Please do respond. Is the screen is visible? Okay, great. Guys, it's a pretty simple query. Fine. 100% nobody gonna ask in the interview. Create a database which consists of a table called a student with four column and insert some random data. Nobody gonna ask, but I will teach you. Survisor, basic. Step by step we will learn. Now tell me, how many of them are aware of how to create a database? Please do respond. Database as student database. Okay, the name also they have given here. Create a database as student database which consists of table called as student with four column. That column you can consider, or else assume that they would have given the column ID, name, after name, age, address. Okay, columns also they have given. Now tell me, you have to create a database and you should be aware of some queries. First, tell me, are you aware of creating a database, creating a table, inserting the columns? Are you aware of that? Please do respond yes or no. Are you aware of that? Yes or no? That's it. I just now I have taught you, right? How to create a database, I have taught you. How to create a table, I have taught you. How to insert a column. Maybe I have just taught you only single column, but if you want multiple column, just put some comma and just tell them, that's it. And how to insert the random data, how to insert the data, that I will take care. Why you worry about that? Is that fine? Okay, let us just do one thing. First, tell me how to create a database step by step. Again, you should tell me the command. Please tell me what is the step? Create database. The name of the database happens to be what? Student database. That's what I'm going to tell. Yes, command is done. Second command. Please tell me, I have created this database. Simply, if I just create table, no, it will not take. What I should do? No. That's the reason I told you. Guys, see, some of them are getting confused. What I have to do? Use what? What I have to tell? Don't you think I have to just tell the table database name? So here I have to just tell the database name. Afterwards, I have to tell create table. Please tell me what is the table name? What is the table name that they're expecting? Create table student. Table student. Afterwards, open bracket, close bracket. Okay, they're expecting 4 data should be there. Sir, which are those 4 data, sir? Copy paste. And now tell me, while defining the column, that's what I have told you here. Column name and its corresponding data type is what you have to tell. At least what is sufficient for this particular query is what I have explained right now. That is integer and varchar. Please tell me, ID belongs to integer or varchar? That will tell me. ID belongs to integer or varchar? Integer. Okay, int. And one more thing you have to tell me, name belongs to varchar or integer? Name belongs to varchar or integer? Varchar. Age belongs to what? Integer. Address belongs to what? Varchar. Now, one more thing I'm going to explain. Whenever it comes to name, maximum, how many characters you would store? Maximum, how many characters you would store? Don't you think maximum will be storing around some 20 characters? Maximum, that's it. That's the reason in this bracket I'm going to tell 20 characters so that memory will be utilized in a very efficient manner. Fine. Next, when it comes to address, don't you think you'll be telling maximum 40 characters or 50 characters is what I can give? Yes or no? 50 characters I'll give. Now tell me how many of them are able to understand what I'm trying to write. Please do respond. How many of them are able to understand? Yes or no? That's it. Initially, you might be, maybe if you're getting confused, I cannot do anything. Why? Because step by step I'm teaching. I will copy this. I will copy this, or else let me just close this. Let me just close this. And now tell me how to open MySQL server. How to open that MySQL server? I don't know. Please teach me how to open this MySQL server. It is very simple. Just go back to this particular search window. Just click on MySQL command line client. Fine. Next, enter the password root123. Next, what you should tell. I'll not waste my time. Let me just quickly copy this. I'm going to paste it. If I press enter, a brand new database got created. You know how to check that. You can just check it. Use student database. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to paste it. Press enter. Yes. Next, I'm going to create a table with 4 columns. So here I'm going to paste it. If I press enter, it got created. Now tell me how to check whether the table got created or not. I hope these things you people are aware. Show tables. Yes or no? Show tables. But I want to see the description of the table. I want to see the description of the table. What I have to do? I don't know. Please guide me. What I have to do? Very good. See, you're only telling the answer. Now tell me, if I just click on enter, don't you think how many columns should be there? How many columns should be there? I want you to tell the answer. How many columns should be there? Please respond. How many columns? How many columns? 4 columns. As you expected. Do you think 4 columns are there? Yes or no? Yes or no? That's it. Okay. Okay, great. Next, what I will do here, let me just command to create a table. Okay, you people are aware. Command to create a column. I think all those things here only I have thought. Okay, sir, what is the command that is used to insert the data, sir? It is very simple. Here I'll not teach. Here I'll be writing the command, but rather what I'll do, I'll just write it here. See here, command to insert, command to insert the data to a table. Is that fine? Command to insert the data to a table. Okay, sir, what is the command, sir? It is pretty simple command. Please listen properly. I can just tell insert into. Please tell me the table name here. Don't you think the table name happens to be student? The table name happens to be student. Yes or no? Insert into student. Here, the student consists of what? You have to just tell only the column name. You have to just tell only the column name, and irrespective of how many columns that you have used. Fine. Like that, you have to tell. Next, you have to just tell values. What is the corresponding values? Within this, you have to just tell the values. Like I can just tell data. Like this, you can just keep on telling the data. That's up to your wish. Is that clear for everyone? Please do respond. How many of them are able to understand the command, whatever I have told? Please do respond. How many of them are able to understand the command? The basic command, that's it. The basic command, that's it. Okay, great. That means what I have to do here, if you ask me, it is very simple. I'm going to copy this. What they have asked, pretty simple, right? They have asked to enter some random data. Please tell me how many columns are there. I want you to answer. How many columns are there? 4 columns. Don't you think 4 columns I will paste it? Is that clear for everyone? Please do respond. Is that clear for everyone? I want the response from your side. Is that clear for everyone? Next, values. You people should tell me ID. 10 I will tell. Comma, name. Within a string, I will be giving Suhas. Next, age, I can just tell 23. Next, address, I can just give it as, let me just consider Mysore. It is the command which is used to insert a single data. Sir, multiple data, what we have to do? Sir, don't worry about that. I have just asked to insert some random data. I'm going to insert that. If I copy this, if I paste it, if I press enter, you only observe whether I'll be getting the output or not. Please do respond whether that query got executed or not. Yes or no, that's it. Whether that query got executed, yes or no. 100% yes. Okay. Now tell me again. I will just tell description of student. I will press enter. See here. Same thing it will show. Right now, I want to check the data that is available within the table. Guys, description is used just to see the column names of the table. But I want to see, right, where this 10 Suhas, 23 Mysores are available, right? For that, what I have to do? Please do respond. What I have to do for that? It is pretty simple. So here, guys, here they have not asked to do that. Fine. Here they have not asked to display that particular data, whatever I have inside. No, they have not asked. But if you want, I can just show you that. Let me just do one thing. Let me just consider one more data. Another data I'll just consider. Like 2 data is what I'm going to consider. Just give me 1 second. I'll just copy this, paste it. Instead of Mysore, I'll just tell Monday. I will tell. Instead of 23, I'm going to consider 24. I will tell. Instead of Suhas, I'll just tell what I can tell Akash. Next, instead of 10, I'll just consider the 14. Fine. I'll press enter. Multiple data are available, but how to see, sir? It is very simple. I'll be writing you the command here itself. Here, command to see the data present within a table. Whenever you want to see all the commands, I'll just tell command to see all the data present within a table. That means I have to see all the data. If you want to see all the data, then you have to just tell star. All means what? Star. What all data you have to select? You have to just select what? All the data. Select star from the table name, whatever you want to tell. From table name. Simply I have just told like this here. Table name you have to just tell. Please don't use the brackets and all. Just for your reference, I have told. Is that clear, guys? Please do respond. Select star from the table name. Select star from the table name. Is that clear? Now tell me here what I have to do. Assume that I just want to see all the data. What I have to tell? Please do respond. What I have to tell? Select star from. Please tell me what is the table name? What is the table name? Student. I will copy this. I'll come back here. I will paste it. If I press enter, you only observe the output. How many of them are able to see the output? See here. ID, name, age, address. 10 Suhas, 23 Mysore, 14 Akash, 24 Mandya. Is that clear? Please do respond. Is that clear for everyone? Okay, great. Now what I'll do, this is first one, right? I'm going to give a couple of assignments for your reference. Please try to do that. I know it looks very simple initial days, but going ahead, you'll understand the difficulty level of SQL. Okay, I'll just consider like this. Create a database as employee database, which consists of a table called as employee with 5 columns: ID, name, age, address, salary, and insert some random data, and display it on the console. Console means the monitor. That's it. On the console. Okay, fine. I'll create a database as what I can tell, cricketer database, which consists of a table called as cricketer, with 4 columns: ID, name, age, address, and what I can tell. Any other data for a cricketer? Any other data? Name, age, address, score. I think no. IPL team. A player type. Okay, type. Player type. Player underscore type. That means whether he's a batsman or whether he's a bowler. Fine. And country. Fine. Country. Okay, is that fine? Like this, you can just how many columns? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 columns. Okay. Now tell me, how many of them will do this? Yes, I know it looks very simple. Trust me, I can understand it's a very simple. How many of them are able to do this? Yes, sir. If like this, the question is been asked, I'll be able to create a query and create a database. Is that clear? Please do respond. Is that clear? I want a very quick response from your side. Is that clear? That's it. Guys, no one I'm telling, you can use the lowercase. Please follow the industry standard. Is that fine? Okay, great. Is there any doubt for anyone? Please do tell me how to create a database, how to use that particular database, how to create a table by defining the column, how to insert the data within a data table, and how to fetch the data from a table. Is that clear? Guys, if you want to fetch a specific data, I'll just teach you all those things. You don't worry about that. But right now, are you aware of how to fetch all the data? That's very important. Is that clear? I want a very quick response from your side. Already some of them are asking, sir, what is primary key? What is unique? Don't worry, step by step, I will teach. Why will worry about that? Guys, doing directly within a day, I can teach. Can I teach all the topics that are there in SQL? No, right? Guys, you might be aware of complete SQL, but I'll make you that how. That means I'll show you how much you have understood. Going ahead, you'll understand. But I cannot teach like assuming okay, like assuming okay, this person is already learned SQL. No, I cannot assume like that. From scratch to the expert level, I have to teach. Okay. Today at least, can I expect each and everyone to do this assignment? Okay, fine then. Please do provide your attendance link. That is attendance. I have just shared in the chat box. Could you people please check it out in the chat? I still am yet to see a few people would have not given your attendance. I don't know why. Please provide your attendance without miss. This weekend, I'll be providing all the videos of SQL. I know that I haven't provided the videos. I think in YouTube I have provided, right? Yes or no? Day 1, day 2, day 3. In the Slack group I have posted. Correct, right? A separate course is what I have to create. If you're not able to provide the attendance, please do ping me in WhatsApp so that I can just take your manual attendance. Okay, great then. Tomorrow we'll meet as normal. Thank you so much. And don't miss tomorrow's class because so many important topics is what I'll be discussing in tomorrow's session. Have a great day. Good night. Bye-bye.